Hi, welcome back to F123. Um, Sorry for the gap in uploads between the last video and this one. Got busy a few weeks and haven't gone around to recording, or I've gone around to recording the races. I've gone further ahead and just have fun. Not that editing and recording these voiceovers aren't fun, but yeah, just haven't gone around to doing the voiceover. So we got a decent result last race. In Bahrain finished P12, and Albon unfortunately had a late spin of like 2 laps to go out of the last turn or something, and yeah, disappointing that he couldn't be up there with us. Both of us wouldn't have gotten any points anyways, but
Not an easy decision, but you handled it well. Thanks.
yeah, just disappointed that he had that issue. So we got 2 upgrades on, and there's
I
another
know we
one
were
coming,
expecting
but
some
it
new
is
developments to come
failed.
through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
It's really unfortunate, but at least we got 2 on. Let's see how the R&D history, progress history is. I don't think I showed it. I'm pretty sure I edited it out for some reason, or maybe I just didn't record it. So this is post-practice, resource points, stuffs, discounts. The engine power, spark plugs upgrade up to 40%. So hopefully the team can get that on soon, because that's a pretty good discount. Yeah, so let's go into qualifying now. I just want to give another heads up. I am using flashbacks. I try to limit them. I'm not using a flashback for every little mistake, every little oversteer or understeer. I tap the wall. Um, you know, I will admit, I can't remember. I think I used one here, maybe 2, but it was I was just so frustrated. And yeah, I am using. I do have traction control completely off. I don't remember where I had it in the last race in Bahrain. Um, I know I mentioned. I think I did. In the F2 cars I had it on medium. But right now it is off completely. So yeah, I gotta stop saying so yeah. Anyways, and that. So we are starting our qualifying lap to get a banker lap in. I love this racetrack. I mentioned this in F2. It's just so much fun to drive. For some reason, I can't handle Monaco or Singapore or Baku. What other street tracks do we have? Las Vegas, but I haven't really done a race there yet. I did one online. It was fun. But Saudi Arabia is just so different. Just going from wall to wall to, excuse me, uh, you know, bouncing from curb to curb. It's just so much fun. I don't know, maybe it's more high speed than Monaco. Well, obviously it is, but I don't know if it's that makes it more fun. Because Monaco can be just so frustrating. Just how slow you're going, just tiptoeing through that little city, and yeah, I just love this track, especially that chicane. It's one of my favorites. The whole first sector, I think, is my favorite sector in the whole game. Just a lot of fun. Very flowing, on the edge. It's so satisfying. And yeah, so going here, we almost crashed into the side of Hulkenberg, who got in the way of us. That probably would have been a penalty in real life, but I don't think the game would give him a 5-second, or no, what is it? 5 place grid penalty. Um, yeah, because that was pretty bad. He wasn't on the apex, but he hardly gave me any room, and that really cut me off, especially on a blind turn. There's a lot of blind turns here in Saudi, so that was super scary. Yeah, we're up to P5. I don't think everyone's to the lap yet, but we are ahead of Norris and Gasly. So that's pretty. It's a good sign, I guess. We're ahead of a McLaren, and here I'm a little pissed off. I know that would not fly in real life, but we are in the game, and I didn't want him to set a good lap, so I got my payback. And yeah. And I do want to say something about the AI. People I see complain that the AI always get in the way of qualifying runs, or you know, they get frustrated. Well, the drivers do the same thing. in real life. They always stumble over each other and block each other in qualifying, on accident, of course, but you know, it's part of F1. So, like, I don't want Codemasters, whoever, to fix that issue, like what Hulkenberg did. It's part of it. You gotta deal with the traffic, and sometimes you get screwed over, or sometimes you screw someone else over. So, it's just part of it. Yeah. I don't want them to fix it. I know they do some stupid stuff, like slowing down when you're trying to let them by, and they're like tiptoeing next to you, like, just go past me. So here's our final lap. We're up on the green, but we snap our wheel off.
That's a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
We were in the green, snapped our wheel off, turned too early. Here's some replays, and we are on simulation damage, so just a slight touch of the wall, and we just ripped our wheel off right there. And pretty hard hit straight into the wall, no brakes, obviously. Well, the game kind of forces you to lose control, so, which is kind of annoying. I wish they'd not put you in slow motion, like, just let it happen real time. So yeah, disappointing. Dramatic scenes as I head back into the Williams garage, or whatever the British people say. Garage. Yeah, disappointing. Let's see the results, where we ended up. That was, I can't remember where we were at on track. We were P8 in a Williams, so we stayed ahead of Norris. I wonder if the game like brings out a red flag and everyone behind you, or just anyone that hasn't set a lap, you know, their time automatically just ends because red flag session over. I wonder if the game does that, or if it you know, still simulates everyone else's lap. But yeah, we were P8 in a Williams. Pretty good. So let's get into the race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Sainz, Gasly, Davies, Norris, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Joe, Tsunoda, and Nick de Vries. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And Anthony Davidson joins us for this one. And great to have your company. There's no weather to worry about here. What will be going through the drivers' minds as they finish these last-minute preparations?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one. A bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, so it seems like the straightforward strategy. We are doing 30% races. I think that's the percentage. The straightforward strategy is just soft mediums. Yeah, so disappointing result in qualifying. Well, not disappointing result. We finished 8th, but shame that we crashed out. So the race is underway. We got a pretty good start. We're going to be side by side. We're going to go for the move on signs here. They're 3 wide and nearly run in the back of Hamilton. We collide into the side of Leclerc, so I have to back out and give them space. We get a pretty good run here, and I have to back out, let signs go. Not a smart decision to run side by side there, especially when I crash in qualifying. But yeah, so we're up to P7. We gained a spot. I think it was on Gasly. But look how much time we're already losing to the Ferraris. Just shows how much pace they have over Williams. And we hold Gasly behind. I remember last race we let Gasly go because I thought he can tow us along. I'm pretty sure that didn't really go well. I can't remember exactly what happened, but so we're gonna try to fight ahead of Gasly, even though he might be able to tow us along this time around. I can't remember what happened. So he is going to the left-hand side. We're side by side. I do use some overtake to stay ahead. I am going to fight this, stay ahead. Give him the room. I love racing at this track. I just have to say that. Like, it's just something about it. I just love it. I was able to give him enough room. We get through there cleanly. We're up to P7 still, or hold on to P7. And Gasly is on the medium tires, so if you were on the soft, he probably would have gone by us there. But we are pulling away slightly. Yeah, we're 5 tenths away. He is fighting with Norris. Maybe that'll be our chance to get away. Kind of overdrove turn 1, turn 2. Here on lap 2. You can hear contact back there.
It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
You can hear contact back there between him, Gasly and Norris. So Norris actually is ahead now. He's in P8. He gets ahead of Gasly. 3 the S's, right? Oh, and we tap the left wall. Bounce over the curve. We rejoin. We lose some time. I don't think we gained any time doing that. Obviously, I'm pretty sure we didn't. We are second ahead. I think we were around there. I can't remember. Hopefully I didn't gain time and by my mistake. But yeah, rejoin safely. So we're okay. A little zoom ahead. And again, I made contact with the blue wall this time. And I guess the last chicane. And that one does cost us time. This is a long run down this straightaway. Yellow flag is out. Looks like it's the Haas towards the back there. Norris is 4 tenths behind us now. So that's a bit worrisome. He's right on our tail. You can see his little arrow behind us on the bottom of the screen. He's right there. So this isn't really a good spot to well, it is a good spot to overtake, but you really have to have a lot of overspeed on the car ahead to make a move. Snappable oversteer. Another little zoom ahead. Norris is just on our tail, putting the pressure on us. I'm gonna let him look left. Caution is still out. I let him go, and if that caution is still out, I kind of screwed myself here because I let him go to get DRS to re-overtake him on the main straight. Luckily the yellow flag is clear, so we are able to re-overtake him. He falls in line behind me, and we're back ahead. I just want to do that to make sure we are ahead in the
good job, nice overtake.
In the first sector, because I don't want to follow behind the AI through here. Try to see your markings and where to turn in, and of course through the air. So we stay ahead of Norris. We're still at pretty high battery percentage, which is pretty good. And again, I tap that wall. I keep doing it under pressure here to try to stay ahead of Norris. He is faster than us. The McLaren is faster. I'm pretty sure I saw that on the graph. Can't remember. I know real life. Well, they're pretty even in real life in this point of the season. So almost run into the back of Norris. I have a massive snap oversteer because I thought I was going to run into him. So now you have the Alpines behind us, side by side. And using DRS and overtake to get back ahead of Norris. I have to get ahead of him into the first sector. We do easily. I'm a little satisfied. 1 and 2. I love just racing here. I keep saying it. It's just a lot of fun. So we're 4 tenths ahead. 1.1 ahead of Gasly. So I am forming a bit of a train because we are almost 6 seconds behind the lead group of cars, and I bottom out on that curb, and oh, that was a dangerous re-entry. That was dangerous. Yeah, I bottomed out. Car went wide. Couldn't steer. That was pretty dangerous. With no penalty, that probably would have been a dangerous re-entry. They probably would have made me give the spot back for a 3-second penalty. But yeah, we stay ahead. Lap 5 now. Norris has DRS. He was too far back, so I couldn't let him go and try to re-overtake him here on the main straight. So he might get us. So I'm using a tunnel overtake to try to not let him overtake me. Almost halfway through this race. I think we're gonna pit around lap 9. The undercut is pretty powerful in this game. So here's Norris, still on our tail. We don't hit the wall this time. We're on lap 6, coming to lap 7. Norris is gonna get the DRS and overtake us here. We're gonna let him go. Don't fight it. We'll just get the DRS. and pass him back and just get back into that routine with him.
Okay,
We
we've
did
lost the position. That's us down a place.
we did break away from Gasly and Ocon. We were over a second ahead of them.
Okay, the incident's been cleared.
There was yellow
Let's get
flag.
back
I
up to
didn't see
racing
what
speed.
car it
Come
was
on.
on the mini map. And yet Norris, he is just letting us go on that main straight. He just tucks in behind. He doesn't try to dive back in into turn one. So pretty cool that the AI is kind of playing that smart and just letting us go. You know, go try it again later on the lap. So we are working together, I guess. We're 3 seconds. 3 seconds ahead of Gasly now, which is great. So we're basically solidifying maybe a top 7. Just gotta keep Norris ahead of us. Keep Norris behind us. I gotta be ahead of Norris. Alright, so into the final turn. Another simple routine. A little bit oversteer, but we're okay. Let's get the DRS. We're not gonna use overtake this time.
We're going to box
We
this
breeze
lap,
past
push
him.
hard on the in-lap.
So this is our end lap now. Excuse me, pitting on lap 8. Yeah. So we're 2.5 seconds ahead of Stroll. So maybe the Aston Martin is faster than the Alpines today, because now he's down to 2.3. So maybe he's being held up by the Alpines. Because did they pit? I can't tell. I was paying attention to the mini map to see if they pitted or not. So Norris just keeping us close, keeping us under pressure, working together, keep away from the rest of the pack. And yeah, so yeah, Stroll is for sure faster than the Alpines. He's already down to 2 seconds, so we might have to deal with him later on in this race. Just gotta get a quick, fast end lap. Just keep it clean. Don't hit any walls. We'll screw up our overcut, I guess, on the Alpines. I wonder if Norris is gonna pit here. He might follow us into the pits. I hope he does, so we can keep that DRS train, you know, back and forth going. Yeah, so we'll see what he does. Stroll is 2.3, so maybe he's not 2.5 now. Maybe he's not that much faster than the Alpines, but we'll see where everyone rejoins. And you have a terrible final turn heading into the pits. Overdrove it, understeered, and went wide.
Hamilton is stopping now.
Alright, don't need that info mark. I'm not racing Hamilton. So Norris is following us into the pits. Albon stays out another lap. So hopefully the team don't mess us up here.
Okay, let's go now. Come
Alright.
on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Look
Yep.
after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Alright, thank you, Mark. That was a great stop. We are still ahead of Norris. Let's see what the gap is coming out of the pits. 2.5 seconds to Norris. So the pit crew for McLaren might have made a mistake there. That's a huge gap, 3 seconds almost, that we gained on Norris in the pits. So he had to have had a slow pit stop or something. It's coming down to 2 seconds. 1.9. There's no way he gave a second in like 3 turns. Okay, maybe it was a 2.7 gap. So I guess we're faster than him by a second and a half. Either way, they must have had an issue in the pits. So we fast forward to, were we on lap 9 already? Well, we're at the end of the lap 9. And Albon is pitting now.
Alexander's in the pits.
I wonder what tire
Alexander
he's
in the
going to
pits.
switch to. Yeah, can't tell. Or can I tell? I don't know. There he is. Okay, he's on the medium. So that's great. Soft medium is the way to go. You don't need a hard tire. And Norris is still 2 seconds behind, so I can finally breathe a bit and not worry about trying to stay in his DRS or, you know, play that DRS game we were doing. So that's good.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please.
And right there, we did tap the wall just slightly, but and it kind of sent us off just like a few feet, but that was on the edge. That was incredible. So Norris is down to 1.7, 1.8. He's slowly catching us, but I think we just have enough pace to hold on. And Stroll, he did an overcut. I think so. Can't remember. So he's 4.6 seconds back. That's a huge gap. So we are solidifying top 7, top 8. You know, we'll see what happens to Norris. And Guan Yu Zhou, now he's in 9th. So there's I guess a pretty good scrap back there. And we're probably gonna be battling with Norris now. I again ran a little too wide in one of those turns and bottomed out, set my corner wide. So unfortunately, Norris is back in our DRS. A little step oversteer for good measure. He is half a second behind, so we're gonna have to deal with that DRS game again. We're not gonna have a straightforward race. We're back under pressure. Hopefully we don't battle too much or don't do anything to compromise our results. Top 8 would be amazing, so we could be on for our first points in our career. I'm learning a lot of like British lingo or whatever from watching some of these F1 guys. It could be on for a great result. Like I've never heard anyone say that in my life, but now I'm saying it. So a little scary moment. I had my camera turned back to watch Norris, and the button got stuck, and it wouldn't look back. It looked back forward. So Norris, yeah, two tenths back. We do stay ahead of him into the first sector, which is very important, like I mentioned. Stroll is back in 9th. He's 3.3 seconds, so obviously he also gained because of my mistake here. I just gotta keep it smooth. I don't need to push hard and have some magical first sector. Just keep it smooth. And right there, I did it again. Another mistake. Norris squeezes by. He's not gonna just sit behind me. He pounced at the opportunity to get past, but we were both squeezing each other through that last little part of the S's, and I stay ahead. That was so close. A bit dangerous by him. He could have just slammed into the side pod and given us floor damage, but we kept it clean. So Norris is really, really close to us now. He might have moved into the chicane. He is looking. He sees the arrow peeking to the left. He is peeking,
Okay,
so I have to defend just slightly and compromise a little bit.
12.6 seconds.
And we have a pretty bad run here. Pretty decent actually, keeping the gap even, which is good. But again, let's let Norris go. Let's get his DRS and try something different. I'm gonna try to dive into that last turn and get ahead of him. Stroll is now 1.4 seconds back because of my mistakes, but Norris for some reason got DRS, even though I was behind him at the detection line, and he's making a move. Gotta fight this because I don't want to be behind him in sector 1, but give him space. Just squeeze him in a little bit. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. This is gonna bring Stroll into the fight for P7. We do stay ahead, but we're not good. Stroll is now in the DRS of Norris. Maybe they can fight and we can scoot away, but not good because if I have a mistake like that, again, I bottomed out on the curb, so I had a bad run into this little U-turn. And yeah, so Norris looks around the outside. He can't do anything there. But yeah, Stroll is in this fight, and we have the whole train actually behind us. If you look on the mini map, we have the whole train behind us. Well, we're maybe 3 or 4 cars. So. Excuse me again. So not good. We could throw away this race. I just gotta keep ahead of Norris. Keep a cool head. Don't mess up. Pushing the limits there again. Coming so close to the barriers. On turn-in. Let's see if Norris is a bit further back. I don't think I'm gonna be able to let him go. Yeah, he's a bit further back. Yeah, we do let him go. Let's see if we get DRS this time. I can't do a good cutback because Stroll was also looking to my inside. We do get DRS this time. For some reason, we didn't get it on the other lap. So yeah, so we do get ahead of Norris. He tucks in behind. We are good. Into this first sector. Stroll is still right there, ready to pounce, as we saw in the last turn. So we are on lap 15. Clean run finally through that first sector. Feels like it's been a while since we got a clean run. To keep bottoming me out on the curbs and running wide. So we finally get a clean run. Norris is 3/10 back. and growing. The gap is growing slightly on the straightaway, so we might not be able to let him go. So he might have DRS on us on the main straight. Let's see what happens. Decent run out of the exit. Out of the final turn. So Norris 6 tenths back. I wonder if he's struggling on tire wear, as he's under pressure from Stroll now. Stroll's ahead. So they're actually side by side behind us. Still side by side, I think. Yep. Well, I don't know. Kind of flashed the screen pretty quick. So Norris does stay ahead. Yep, Norris is ahead. He is 5 tenths back. I think they are faster than me in the S's. And again, I run wide, but I'm able to just save it to get back on track without running completely off track. So Norris is right on us. We stay ahead. A little tap on the wall on the entry. Yeah, so I'm cracking under the pressure. I'm trying to get my first points in this career mode. And I'm cracking under the pressure. So massive oversteer. Sliding. Here's some cinematic shots of this battle we're about to have. Norris now side by side with me into the chicane. We're wiggling back and forth. It's so hard to go side by side through here because of the blind. Like, it's in the straightaway, but it's blind. And I run wide, push Stroll off track, so now we're dealing with Fernando Alonso. There goes Norris, he's scooting away, so there goes P7. We do have DRS, so we might be able to gain enough to get a move maybe into turn 1. Yeah, we are very close. Let's focus on the exit. We're back into onboard. Back onto the onboard. And I don't know, we might be a little bit too far back to make a move on Norris, but he's defending. We don't use any overtake. Now we're side by side in turn 1 and 2, and he's driving in there deep, but we get the move done. We're back into P7. Wow, that was stressful. I almost threw away 7th, 8th, 9th. We probably would have been down in P10 if, you know, things were even worse. But again, another massive oversteer. These tires are starting to wear out a little bit more. So now Norris is back side by side with us. I might let him go here and try to get him on the next straightaway. Yeah, we do let him go. So our tires at 35%, 40% on the front tires actually, 40%. So Norris is 5 tenths up. We have to make a move again before the first sector. I back off, let him go, focus on the main straight. Bad run through here though. I shouldn't have taken that weird line. So Norris does have some breathing room. See if we can get him into turn 1 again. Didn't gain as much on him that time. Again, he's gonna dive into turn 1.
3 seconds.
Just hanging around the outside. He slide through the chicane. Norris has got the better run though. He's not giving up. We're gonna go side by side to this turn where we crashed in qualifying. Can he make it? Oh, and Norris hit the wall. Hopefully he doesn't have damage. And I don't know what happened to my car, but I'm just all over the road. I have no grip after that contact. I'm trying to gather myself. I don't think I have damage. I didn't see the damage indicator come up. But I just had no control over my car. So that was very, very weird. I overdrive this turn and I see Norris stick his nose in, so I have to give him space, can't cut him off. Side by side here on the final lap, trying to get P7 best of the rest. So that's could be happening. So we get ahead of Norris. Stroll is there in 9th. Max wins the race. Let's see if we can hold off Norris. They are going side by side into the chicane. That is going to help us. I drove a little deep into that turn because I was so scared they're going to run into the back of me, but they did not. So Stroll now is in 8th place. Overtakes Norris. Let's see if Norris can get him maybe on this final turn. Doesn't look like it. Stroll is defending pretty good. It's not that long of a run to the line. We tap the inside wall for one more time. We are going to get Stroll. Yes, we are going to get him. We finished P7, Stroll in 8th. Norris loses out in 9th. What a race. I love this track.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Love this track. Love this game. I love this game. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun racing the AI in this game. It's just so much fun.
They've outstanding performance today under intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they've secured here.
Well, what a race, what a finish, down to the last lap. And yeah, I finished P7th, Albon unfortunately in P14, but first points in his career, first points this season in a Williams. So, awesome result. Perez from 2nd to 6th. I think he had an issue. I saw him ahead of us in pit early. Yeah, so we are, I think I saw 9th in the driver standings and 5th in the constructors. Pretty sure. I don't know. Anyways, here's some replays on the final lap with Norris to see if he got any damage, because I did hit him. Cool. I squeezed him a good amount. I probably could have left him room. Yeah, I could have left him just a little bit more room. But it's just so hard going side by side through here. Yeah. Well, let's see if he got damage. Can't really tell from the angle. No, he didn't get damage, so we're okay. So what a weekend. What a whole weekend on this game. Dramatic scenes in the qualifying crash, qualifying P8, holding on to get best of the rest, cracking under pressure from Norris and Stroll, but what a race. Let's see what we can do next time.